Hello everyone, I'm going to be talking about parts of the new update, such as the Super Forever Summon Part 2, the new anniversary, and the new AI training. I'll go over more in another video because I haven't used it personally, so I can't talk about it all that much. I just have to say this is going to be very good for everyone, including new players and old players. I would definitely say this is going to be better for veterans, but it'll definitely be good for everyone. For the 5th anniversary, we're going to be getting the ticket that we got last year, where we can get it any unit from any of these banners, and I'm going to be talking about it a little bit. So for this first banner, just skip it. Like you don't need it at all. The only one that's really that good is Fen, and you can already get him at the very beginning of the game when you choose a unit. Skip this banner. There's a couple units that are good, but for the most part, it's definitely a skip. This one, I don't even need to talk about it. It's probably the worst banner out of all of them, unfortunately. This one, definitely not something you want to summon on, unless you don't have the units, of course. But yeah, this is definitely a pass for me. This one is pretty good. I have most of the units, so I'm not going to be summoning on this one. But for the most part, all of these units are very much good, except Leon. Leon and total skip. If you get her, I'm sorry. But for the most part, Juno, very good. Archgen, attacker, and good slots. Vox, all around pretty good. He is a little nerfed compared to like how other characters are beating him in attack, but he's still up there with his support and him getting crit. Berwick, pretty good unit. He's a sub attacker, increases fire units attack, and he does give Archgen 2 fire units, but for the most part, you're just going to use them for a nuke. Rosetta, she's pretty good for Archgen. I would definitely say she's a good unit. Thetis, probably one of the best tanks in the game. Maybe even the best tank, depending on the content you're on as of the moment. Leon, a total skip. She's like the worst character you could possibly get out of this. Riviera, she's pretty good. She is decently strong. I've seen her still being used in nukes. Duke, he's pretty good for breaking. He's definitely used for long periods where you do need to break the boss. And then Swordsman Burek, kind of like a weaker version of Vox, but he also gives Archgen, so if that's something you want, definitely wouldn't pass on him. And then I would say this is probably the best banner on here, because it has Sestina and Lisa. Both of them are very much top tier units for support. Both of them I would definitely recommend. So Sestina being a good tank, or kind of a tank, and then she gives physical damage up and regular attack up with her true arts. Very good. Lisa's a very good unit. She's good for all aspects. Her true arts being good and her arts are pretty good. She provides a lot to the team. Very good support. Orvel, he's a good. You could use him as a nuker for light teams. Luan, he's alright. He's not as good as he once was, but definitely not a pass if you get him. Angelus, she's all right. I wouldn't say that she's probably the worst unit on here. And then Victoire, she's a very good unit. You can use her as on a late nuking team, mono late team. And then Eagle, he's pretty good because he is a tank. Yeah, he's kind of a good tank. And Baku, I've used him a couple times. He doesn't really leave an impression on me that's all that good, but I've seen people say that he's pretty good, and they do say that it's a fun to use. Then we're getting the part 2 of the Forever Summons. So the best units that you can get from Fire would definitely have to be Priscilla, Fire Roy, Swordsman Burek, and just regular Burek. And then Sandstone's pretty good, but you can get her elsewhere, and I wouldn't recommend wasting it on her. She's pretty good, but I would say pass it on fire. Then for water, I would definitely say that Thetis and Vox must get if you get it, or if you see them. And I would say Rosetta, very good. Same with Volti and Water Priscilla. Water Priscilla is kind of like a maybe, but if you want her, you want her. So, and then on to Grass, I would definitely say Heart would be the best one to get, but Volti LR, Ari, Sistina, all very good units that I would recommend from Grass. And for Light, I would recommend Miranda, Victoire, Orvel, and Lisa for sure, and possibly even Duran. And on to Dark, which usually has the most amount of characters for nuking or to help nuke, such as Dark Kane, Dark Fen, and Forte. All of them pretty good. You can get yourself a nuking team with that. Simon, very good. Would recommend if you have the units to support him. If you're at the very beginning of the game, I would probably not recommend it as much because you won't be able to actually use him to his full potential. And that's basically all for right now. I won't go over the V0 crossover because it's already been done before, and I know people have given more comprehensive overviews of the crossover than I will. So other than that, like a great man once said, Priscilla's the best girl.